I'm Parvati Shallow, this is Nick Ortner, and what better place to talk about stress management than Times Square?
Here we are. I'm going to have a hard time staying focused today because there's like a band coming by, there's all sorts of things, but I think this is a great example of this is the stress in the outer world, and we're going to talk about the stress in the inner world.
And I gotta be honest, being around all of these people and being in sort of a small space with like a huge crowd makes me pretty stressed. And I know a lot of our viewers are jumping on the bandwagon right now. They've all just cut alcohol out of their lives for 2 weeks, and they may need a couple of stress management practices to help them ease this transition.
Well, there's a technique that I've been using in my life for the past decade for stress relief, which is just, in my mind, incredible. And it's called tapping, or EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. We call it tapping because we're literally tapping, physically tapping on endpoints of meridians of our body. And it looks silly, that's why we decided might as well look silly out in Times Square, because if you can do it here, you can do it anywhere. One of the reasons it works so well is that when we tap on these endpoints of meridians, what the latest research has shown is that we actually send a calming signal to the amygdala in the brain. And a lot of people will be familiar with the amygdala as the fight or flight response center. Okay. It's the stress center. It's the part where you feel stressed, you want that drink. Yeah, it's because it's calming that amygdala. It's calming down the body.
Is all you're doing is just tapping, or are you doing something else at the same time?
Yeah, great question. So we're actually tapping and saying certain statements. So everyone at home, check in with your bodies as well now. So maybe it's been a couple days without the drink and you're feeling some stress. Tune into your body. Where are you feeling the stress exactly? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by tapping on the side of the hand. Everyone can tap along with us. It's called the karate chop point, okay? And use whatever hand feels comfortable to you, and just tap gently, and you're going to repeat after me, okay? So even though I have this anxiety in my body, I choose to relax now.
I choose to relax now.
One more time. Even though I have all this anxiety in my body.
I have all this anxiety in my body, almost head just fell off.
Almost head did just fall off. I choose to relax now.
I choose to relax now.
All right, now we're going to tap through the points. The first point is the eyebrow point. Inside of the eyebrow, right where the hair ends and it meets the nose, you can do 2 fingers of one hand, of the other hand, or both hands. The meridians run down both sides of the body, so just tap gently, and you're tapping 5 to 7 times, and focusing on the anxiety, and repeat this anxiety.
This anxiety.
Now, side of the eye, it's not at the temple, right next to the eye, on the bone, this anxiety in my chest.
This anxiety in my chest.
Under the eye, right on the bone, all this anxiety.
All this anxiety.
Under the nose, feeling all this anxiety.
Feeling all this anxiety.
Under the mouth, it's above the chin, below the lip, right in that little crease there, tapping in Times Square.
Tapping in Times Square.
Now for the collarbone point, just feel for the 2 little bones of the collarbone.
Okay.
Just the little ones that stick out, a little further in. Like, there we go, right there, those little bones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now you go down 1 inch and out to each side about 1 inch. You can tap with all 10 fingers of both hands and just repeat this anxiety.
This anxiety.
Now underneath the arm, 3 inches underneath the armpit, right on the bra line for women. All this anxiety in my body.
All this anxiety in my body.
Last point, top of the head where we look like monkeys.
I feel like a monkey.
I know. All this anxiety in my body.
All this anxiety in my body.
Let's do one more round now that you know. Back to the eyebrow. This anxiety in my chest.
This anxiety in my chest.
Side of the eye. All these people.
All these people.
Under the eye, and I can't run away.
I can't run away.
Under the nose. All this anxiety in my body.
All this anxiety in my body.
Under the mouth. It's safe to feel it.
It's safe to feel it.
Collarbone, and it's safe to let it go.
And it's safe to let it go.
Under the arm, from every cell in my body.
From every cell in my body.
Top of the head, right now.
Right now.
Take a deep breath. And let it go. I'm Nick Ortner. Use tapping to relieve that stress and anxiety.